You guys haven't noticed, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, I kind of like to do things the hard way. If you're new to the channel, first off, thank you for liking and subscribing, because I know you're a great YouTuber and you guys know to go do that first, right? So yeah, I seem to do things the hard way if you're new. Hi, my name is Ben and I do things the hard way. I'm just kidding. We're gonna work on this one today. Yeah, we're totally gonna get back to work on the mini truck. So here's what we got going on. We need to finish this bed. I never finished the front, and I put some plug welds in here, but apparently I got zero penetration because it's just been flapping around. So we're gonna go ahead and get this section finished up, get these little areas finished up, and while we're at it, I've kind of came to the conclusion that I'm gonna get rid of these little tubs. Yeah, look at these little baby fenders. So for the record, they don't rub, except when you're doing that North Carolina squat thing. You have all your tools on a road trip, you're on a California freeway, and you're skating this far off the ground. Every now and again, they will smoke the tires. And these are just 17s and they're kind of bald. So if they're kind of hitting now, that means if I go back up to 18s or if I run a bigger tire on these, they're definitely gonna hit. So I think the easiest way to solve this problem is just to cut these out before we Raptor liner this bed and put some new fender arches in. Yeah, let's do it now before it's a problem later. Then we can get the whole bed off, flip it over, finish weld the bottom, Raptor line the bottom of this bed, and this bed will truly be done before this truck heads off to body and paint. So, less yapping, more working. Let's get to cutting. So I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying, Ben, how the heck are you gonna cut this fender out and reuse it? It's tiny. It's not gonna gain any space. You're not gonna do anything. Well, my plan first off to cut it out is simply to do just that. Just come up here, cut this whole bedside out. As big as an opening as I need to use these guys right here. That's right, I've still got my old fenders. Yeah, you guys remember when I got tired of stuff splashing all over my back window and everything? So I put these in even though I didn't have a finished bed out of, I don't know which bed these were out of. This is bed number 3 if you're keeping track. So I'm gonna kind of trim these guys down. You can see where this was underneath the top of the bed rail. So that's a good indication of where that's at. This whole edge was hidden. I'm gonna go in here and trim these up nice to about 7 inches overall, because that's about how deep that bed is. That'll give me a good rough outline. And I'm gonna go ahead and set them in there and cut out what I need. And then tack weld these guys in place. I know, it's really ugly, but in case you haven't noticed, everything about this truck started off really ugly, so why should this be any different now? We can totally make this work, just trust me. Front yard workbench in full effect. Why aren't I at the shop? I don't know, I just end up doing stuff here, I don't know. Okay, so as you can see, I did a very rough cut here on my front yard workbench. I'm pretty sure we're gonna take a lot more out of this. But before I get carried away, there's no sense, you know? There's no sense chopping too much. It's easier to take more off than it is to put it back on. So, give you a look at my thought here. See? Look how much more room for activities that's gonna give us. So if you decide, hey man, I want to do 20s on my truck, but my truck's got a 3-inch body drop and my truck just happens to be a 1993 Toyota pickup, you can do it. You just have to hack all this metal out of the way to make room for your tire, and your truck will still lay out on the ground. I don't know if we're gonna do that or not. I don't wanna do this again. So we are gonna cut a lot right now. All right, so I threw a little tape on this edge. I just eyeballed it. I didn't measure or nothing, I don't know. You can see we still gotta trim some more there. And I did the same thing here. I just threw some tape down there. And gonna see how that works out. I didn't measure. I just guessed. Guessing's good. So we're getting something that kind of resembles a fender here. Careful, your edges are sharp, and in this case, they're still hot. But this is something we can work with. It looks like we're pretty good along here. So that was a nice guesstimate. And then if you come into the side, looks like if we take another inch off, we're going to be in there. And you can see just the difference in space coming all the way up to the top like that. We're never going to have to worry about this again. And then obviously we'll get all that out of there, so we don't want our tires rubbing on that either. So yeah, maybe bump this line up another inch and we should be in there. So I'm pretty much satisfied with the shape of this. We're gonna get into this speed roll a little bit and this speed roll in a little bit. So it worked out pretty good actually. Might end up trimming this. I mean, I'm sure this is gonna get trimmed a little bit more, but you can see it's touching everywhere once we start tightening it up, and I definitely want to keep this right to the top because we're going to trim all that out. So, all right, now here comes the hard part, making this one. Kind of resemble that one. Just want them to look similar. All right, GoPro, thanks for working this morning. I've got this one all cut out, rough cut. Let's get it to look like the other one. Because as you can see right now, it does not look like the other one. So I totally winged this one. And yeah, looks like we just gotta take the height down and we'll be closer. So let's get a tape line on this. All right, update. Again, with the updates in the video, it's the same video, it's silly. How many Christmas lights are on? That's a waste of electricity. I better go turn those off. I think this is it. I think we're roughed in. I don't think I'm gonna get carried away with trying to make anything fit. I mean, more than that, I would rather just fine tune them as we go along. But get these all cleaned up, flap disked, work some of these dents out before they're on the truck, and then we can start cutting those holes. Yay! This guy needs a haircut. Crazy. Look at that. All right, well, nothing's gonna happen just looking at it. Time to get to work. Time to cut. Okay, so I went ahead and traced them out, and well, this will give you an idea of the holes we're looking at. Quite a bit of difference, huh? Bonus, we get to smell that nasty bed liner again as we cut, so yeah, looking forward to that. I don't know if I'm gonna come all the way to this edge or not. Two things before you start cutting. Check your glass, right? Be careful of anything underneath, meaning fuel lines and air lines are right underneath these cuts we're gonna make. This sits right on top of the frame rail, so we're 50-50 on this being okay. And then the second piece of advice before you start cutting, make sure you have a fire extinguisher just in case. If you don't blow up from hitting a gas line, you're gonna be in flames at the very least, and you know, this way you have a chance of putting yourself out. I'm here to help, folks. I'm here to help. All I gotta do is remember to press this button right here and I'll get you some tripod action. I started to cut, and then I remembered how messy all this black freaking undercoat bed liner crap was, which is why I went and put the long sleeves and the pants on today. And I remembered all the hard work I did. Okay, all the hard work my friends did, primering and getting this thing ready. So I stopped and I threw some more tape and paper on this thing. We're gonna cover some things up before, because this stuff is nasty. Like, it throws this black crap everywhere. If you look up in the corners, that's what that is. That's stuff that's like stuck to that. That's all bed liner. It gums up, it gets nasty, it stinks. So even though this is getting Raptor liner and we have to wipe it all down with acetone and everything anyways, like, yeah, I keep hitting my head on this easy hook. What do they make these things for, like midgets or Smurfs? No offense if you're short, but yeah. So I just threw some paper and tape on here, and you guys know how much I hate to waste money on tape and paper, but yeah. No, look at it. It's already migrating to the outside. Ugh. Why are we doing this again? It's so much fun. So much fun. Okay, so pretty ugly. All that weld and all that messy bed stuff continues. What can I say? I'm kind of just hacking away. Maybe this would have been easier with the bed off. Who knows? Here we are. No turning back now. It's all time. One little cut and, well, changes a lot. Look, you can see where I keep my cleaning supplies for shows. Pretty handy, huh? That's why we got to get this bed off and finish the bottom side. That's supposed to all be plated too. So look, I just cut right along the top of my bed frame there, which is eventually all going to get welded too. Hello tires, hello structure, hello little bit of rub. You see that little bit of rub? We're doing all this for that little bit of rub. These tires have been rotated from the front once. Yeah. A little bit of camber. I mean, that's what happens when you drive an inch off the ground. So yeah, you can see if a 205 4017 is rubbing that little bit when we're dragging, then we definitely wouldn't be able to put our 18s back on. So better to address this situation now. Smell it now, or you can smell it when you weld it, and then you'll just have a crappy lack of penetration too. So between the Bondo and the undercoating, I'm pretty sure there's like at least 2, maybe 3 kinds of cancers going on, and you might want to wear a respirator. Why bother? I'm old. It's been a great life. Sure, something's gonna kill me. How's my face look? Covered in soot? It's not soot, it's rubber undercoat. Took a few seconds to stop and clean. Get the sweeping in a second, get a quick vacuum. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave all this stuff on. You know, that way something will catch fire nice when we start welding it in. I think I'm gonna get the other side stripped out first, do all the ugly work, right? Do all the ugly hard work, and then move on to welding stuff in. Should be fun on that side. I got gas lines to contend with. Yeah, gas lines. I don't wanna hear it. I am not paid, endorsed, or what do you call it? Compensated in any way by Harbor Freight. But I'm gonna go on the record with an unpopular opinion right now. Yeah. I ran out of wire. And I'm not fighting traffic to go get that right now. I just had this tank filled, bought new tips and stuff, spending some money lately. And then that happened when I was halfway into that fender. I gotta tell you what, this little baby roll right here, $37. Don't mind the size, I don't care. I got gaps to fill. This stuff welds great. It's a great value. For 40 bucks, I'll save this in a pinch until I can get to the welding shop, and then I'll roll this one up and stuff it down in the cabinet for the next time I run out. Or I might just rock it out because I've been doing some tacks, and dare I say, it's tacking good. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Those gloves are not trash. Get the tape. Get the tape. I prefer masking tape because this way when you're welding, it catches fire easier. You know, gotta give the boys a show. Trying to make some quality content here. I hear like bad stuff is good for viewers. So, you know, fires are good, right? Don't throw them away. You could wrap these at least, what, 2, 3, 4 times before you get new ones? Money doesn't grow on trees. Unless you're a rapper. Then money just like comes your way. You don't even have to be good. It's not like YouTube. It's the opposite of YouTube. You know? YouTube, you gotta like, hey, all right, this week we're cutting stuff up. Whoa, I'm on fire. Watch me put a V8 in a little truck. It's never been done before. It's all about the title. You just gotta title it. Truck catches fire, massive V8 burnout. Doesn't really need to do any of that, but it's a great thumbnail. Got you here. Good as new. That one's tucked in, that one's cut out. There's a giant hole. There's gas lines right here. I'll turn the tripod on. Maybe we'll get a great thumbnail. I'm just kidding. Nobody wants to see that thumbnail. Nobody wants to see truck burst into flames because idiot decided to put bigger tires in his truck. That's horrible. It's horrible clickbait. Well, the sun is setting, the moon is coming out. Actually, the moon's out all the time. I guess it just depends what part of the earth you're on. The tubs are in, and they're nice and ugly, just like everything else I seem to accomplish. But, they look good. They look good. I mean, they look like tubs. I don't know what to say. They look like tubs. So, we'll get them cleaned up, we'll get them sealed, and we'll move on to the front tomorrow. A new day has dawned, and with it, a new t-shirt for me to work in and get dirty. Because we gotta finish this bed, am I right? I mean, there's some more welding and stuff that needs to happen. Don't look over there, that's not great, but we'll fix it. I'm gonna turn my attention to this and get this straightened away so that I can do this all in one shot. Look, it's been a while, so I wanna remind you guys, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not a fabricator. I'm just a guy building a mini truck. Let's take a look at, well, how it worked out. Yo! There's definitely room for improvement. I'm not gonna lie. The day got long. I forgot to press record. Dog ate my homework. Actually, I mean, seriously, all I did was sand. If you guys have ever done any kind of prep work, kitchen cabinets, painting your walls for your wife, your lovely wife in your house, sanding, just okay. There's no Bondo, this is just glass. Glass over metal, right? Lots of welding, just boring. Weld, stitch weld, and then glass all the seams because it's gonna get wrapped or linered anyways. So we're still gonna have to come back in here. Like this is from before, right? But you can see I just got it smooth. It's not Bondoed, there's no body filler on this. This is just fiberglass. Fiberglass reinforced, short strand filler. I just want it sealed so that when you wash it, so that when it rains, so that you want to turn it into a hot tub at a mini truck run in the 90s, it'll hold water. But seriously, it's just fiberglass over metal. You can see the fenders, they're beat up, they're ugly. I'm just gonna try and get some color on it. Alrighty, paint time. Respirator, sticks, stuff. We need hardener, we need reducer. Let's grab it. Definitely good stuff for the home guy. I'm gonna get my respirator on. I'm gonna get mixing. We're gonna get spraying. I got the tripod set up. You guys aren't gonna miss a thing. You're not gonna miss nothing. I promise. I will press record. Tag glasses, tag glasses. Maybe it doesn't look much different to you, but my tires are going to thank me in the long run. See all those ugly bumps and dents and dings in this? See that front panel? I would like to point out there's zero plastic body filler, okay? Could have covered that in Bondo, and you'd have been none the wiser. But I didn't. I'm gonna roll to a show like this tomorrow because I'm super proud of the fact that I did this myself in my driveway. That is plastic body filler I didn't even bother to really sand. Yeah. And I'm okay with it. It's just a mini truck, man. Get over yourself. Have some fun. Learn to do things. This truck's gonna get Raptor lined anyways, right? Stay tuned for that. That's another video. Bye. Make sure to like and subscribe and share it with a friend and all that good stuff. If they like mini trucks and silly cars, turn them onto this channel. And, you know, if they tell me you sent them that way, maybe we'll send them some stickers and use some stickers. Bribery always seems to work. Like, share, subscribe. It's the YouTube thing to do.